everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka MBT, back with another episode of One Take Testing, and we've got a treat for you today. God, the purpose of One Take Testing is to be able to check decks for which very little has changed without devoting an entire 10-minute testing to them, so I don't have to write 10,000 words about why this deck, Monarch, deserves another look for the 5th time in 10 formats. This is pretty much single-handedly being carried by this card that you are currently looking at, Uncamouflight. This is a pendulum card, and you may be wondering why a deck that really needs its extra to be completely empty is playing this card, but I urge you to actually read what's on screen. I even prevented chat from saying anything that might distract you. If you have no cards in your extra deck, or all cards in your extra deck are Uncamouflight, you can destroy this card and then draw one card. So at base, it is an upstart goblin, but if it is in your face-up extra deck and you have no other cards in your extra deck other than Uncamouflight, you can special it from your extra deck as well. So, it's an upstart goblin, it is a tribute material, and it is a 5-star monster, so it can be used to perform the tribute summon. The biggest problem with Monarch has always been it bricks in a very specific way. You need a hand that contains a large Monarch, a small Monarch, and some additional cards to actually make the deck worth playing. This is both of those things, and a draw spell. So realistically, it's the best the deck has had at a competitive shot. Like always, we are going to take this into a game, give some thoughts about how it plays, and then conclude with probably a pretty stern warning about playing this deck. So let's just go through the cards real quick. First, we've got Prince Philip, the Underworld Monarch. We've got Aether, the Heavenly Monarch. We've got Dazzling Lunar Dragon, Celegria. This is a weird card. It's got the Monarch stat line, and it's pretty much better than any other 2400 attack point monster for a number of reasons. It's got an effect that triggers during the main phase. It's quick, so you can special it off of this Aether and actually get something for it. We've got Uncamouflight. We've got 3 Adios, 3 Adia. You gotta play 3 of both, unfortunately, because drawing Adios is not a bad thing. It's usually enough, especially if you've drawn a domain. We've got a 1-for-1. We've got 3 Pantheism of the Monarch, a Rhoda, 3 Tenacity, 3 Pot of Desires, a Foolish Burial called by, 3 Monarch Stormforth, 3 Return of the Monarch, 3 Domain of the True Monarch, and 2 of the Prime Monarch. I know I'm going to get flack for not playing Monarch's Erupt. Monarch's Erupt is not a good card in Monarch. I am very sorry to say. It is simply average. It does not do enough. It's very good in decks that desperately need a skill drain against decks that are more competent, but the way this deck wins games is by locking them out of the extra deck and repeating the advantage engine from Erebus and Idios. You don't want to be bricking on these terrible continuous spells and traps. Return is already pushing it. So I'm going to jump into the EU Central Casual server, host as MBT with the password MBT, and the first person in gets to play. Oh, we're actually hosting as player. Take that. We had to reload our Edo Pro. Alpha Cretin, what is going on? Are you in the pocket of big download? Oh, and chat is so confused. They simply cannot figure out that my name is not MBT on here. Scrambling to jump in here. And Farfa viewer, you are the one. And just a word to the audience, we are going to restart until we get a copy of Uncamouflight. Scooping 10,000 times. A time-honored tradition. Okay. Okay, so we're going to activate Uncamouflight. We'll activate the effect in order to draw a card. Oh my god, that was so lucky. Ooh, was it actually lucky at all? So activating 1-for-1 here does get us what we want. An Adia and an Ados. But that's all it gets us. We don't have the material necessary to summon the Aether. Holy guacamole, this is rough. Alright, there is a scenario in which we can still make this work. We'll activate the Uncamouflight, summon it here. We are going to set this copy of Monarch's Stormforth. This copy of Called By, and no, we can't set the Prime. We want to ditch it next turn, and we'll pass turn. So this is not pretty, but it does allow us to actually do what we want. When our opponent summons a monster, That is a pretty good one. We'll be able to activate the Monarch Stormforth, tribute their monster and our Uncamouflight to go into Aether. Or at least we would if we didn't get Royal Tributed. Holy guacamole. We could have banished Monarch Stormforth anyway. And Hidden Temples, the follow-up. Wow, this is a problem. You're telling me you opened Necro Valley, Monster, Royal Tribute, Hidden Temples? All of that? Holy shit. Well, okay. You know, not much we can do about that except share. And to top it all off, we are drawing fantastically. My Kingdom for a Pantheism just to cycle some shit. I'm trying to think what we actually need to win this game. That is certainly quite bad. I'll take 26 here. I guess I'm looking for a Pantheism into something like a Dios or a 1 tribute monster at any time is really good. The 2400 attack bad boy. In fact, hilariously, another Uncamouflight would be extremely strong. That is not it. Not it. Thankfully, we've got a little bit of time to find it. So we've got 2 Uncamouflight, 1 of the 2400 attack dragon. A Pantheism into the field spell, and a big Monarch also does it. Foolish Burial is pretty good. Anything that's going to be able to get some number of monsters back in our hand is a general plus. Okay. Oh my gosh. We can't even Prime Monarch these 2 back because of Necro Valley. All this, and we're just going to lose to Share if you play Gravekeepers. Throne. Throne all you want. I think that's the end of the game. They get another Gravekeepers monster and can attack directly. Well, let's see if they have anything more funny planned. Usually the people who play Gravekeeper are comedy geniuses, so I'm sure that they will be able to wield the power of their theocracy over my monarchy with the 200 IQ intelligent jokes that titillate Farfa viewers nationwide. Oh my gosh. Supernaturalist it is. Alright, well I have nothing to respond to that with. Not even activating the effect? Oh, no respect. No respect at all. And Hidden Temples, Necro Valley, Royal Tribute will be taking this one home. God, Share if you fucking play Gravekeepers. What a miserable match. So, the unfortunate truth of the matter is that Uncamouflight is a very good card for Monarch, but does not deal with the fundamental problems of the deck. The end goal of Monarch is to lock the opponent from the extra deck with something like Domain of the True Monarch, but even mediocre decks like Gravekeeper can lock opponents much more effectively by use of Necro Valley and Floodgates, so the payoff isn't fantastic. The other payoffs are just an extremely repeatable advantage engine in Erebus, and these really powerful cards like Pantheism and the Prime Monarch, or Aether summoning cards like Dazzling Lunar Dragon Salegria, but at the end of the day, neither of those things are even remotely powerful in the larger context of what's good in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. And even the advantage engine of Monarch, a deck that doesn't use its extra deck, can't compare to decks like Eldritch that similarly don't use their extra deck, but accomplish more doing so. Uncamouflight is a step in the right direction for the list. It is simultaneously a big narc, a little narc, and a draw spell, but we're going to need something a little more powerful, maybe a new payoff at this point, if Monarch is ever going to see viability in the hands of anyone other than Lithium 2300. That's it. The king is dead. Long live the king. See you in the next one.